welcome to Live My Journey. My name is Tom. Today I will be making a product review. I'll be looking at the gradient filters for Mavic Air 2 made by Freewell. While I'm recording this, I no longer have these filters. I have sent them back for a refund. If you want to know why this is, stay tuned. First, I'll mention what gradient ND filters are good for. Typically, the filter will be darker at one end and lighter at the other to help with exposure of whole frame. They are best used on landscapes to help preserve highlights in the sky while keeping the ground well exposed. The overall impression upon receiving the filters was positive. Nicely designed case, filters appeared well made and fitted the drone camera perfectly. The first alarm bell rang when I noticed that the optical glass is mounted on a rotating ring. In vast majority of scenarios, you would want to have the midpoint of the gradient in line with your horizon. The issue here is that despite rotating gradient and a white marker on a rotating ring, a second such marker was missing from the filter body. I found no information regarding this in the enclosed leaflet, so I have contacted the support. They have told me that the white marker is not in line with the gradient horizon. To set it correctly, I should line it up with the hyphen between two ND values printed on each filter. Looking at the print on each filter, the hyphen was located in a slightly different place. They have also sent me the following picture of the ND8 to GR filter with a supposedly correct gradient level. Looking at my filter, by the way, the only one where you could actually see the gradient with the naked eye, it was not correct and it was tilted way to the left. It would take me a lot of trial and error to work out the correct level on the other two filters, but I suppose, although being a very poor design, this wasn't yet a deal breaker. Interesting that the graphic on the box has two markers on both ring and the filter body. Now straight to the other issue. To apply the 180-degree rule and invite motion blur to create smooth cinematic footage, you want to lower your shutter speed to 1 over double your frame rate. For example, I shoot in 30 FPS, so my sweet spot is 1/60th of a second. And here's the kicker. The ND factor on the gradient ND filters from Freewell is not as described. After putting the strongest of the three filters while shooting on a cloudy day, the lowest shutter speed I've managed to achieve with correct exposure was 1/400th of a second, a far cry from advertised. I quote, Freewell Gear ND32-8 filter is designed to lower the light entering the lens by 5 stops, making it excellent to capture stunning and cinematic aerial footage, especially in bright sunny conditions outdoor. My rough estimation is that, in fact, the ND32-8 is actually only about ND8, and the same way ND16-4 only about ND4 in terms of slowing down shutter speed. Both are utterly useless in anything but low light scenarios when shooting video. Look at this comparison. On both sides we have the same exact manual camera settings, and on the left portion of the screen you've got the supposed ND32-8, and on the right side the ND16 filter from DJI. The difference is clear as day. According to the item description, this filter should let in less light than ND16, and even averaging out the two values across about the same amount of light. How could the manufacturer have missed this? What kind of quality control is that? If photography is your game, neither of their filters will let you slow down your shutter speeds enough to capture movement, so effectively you're paying for 3 filters when you only get one or need one. Whichever one you'll use will be just as good to balance out the exposure. I tried explaining the issue to customer support, but they were unhelpful. At one point even suggested that they could not understand my English and I should write to them in my own language. I rest my case. I hope this video will help you make the right decision. If I helped, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thanks for listening.